And the fact that an upstanding and righteous gentleman like yourself is in that position with the only thing trying to be righteous in our lane is just more machinations of the devil. You should have a much better backstory when you pick me as an opponent.
You know what, man? I'm glad you at least, trust me, Yes.
When you talk to him and tell him what the truth is, he won't be able to refute it. I told you earlier, he doesn't know this. How can he know?
Katt Williams just threw gas on the fire, and now the whole internet's on edge. He straight up confirmed the SA allegations swirling around Shannon Sharpe. And trust me, things just got way uglier for the ex-NFL star. Shannon's already been scrambling after a woman came forward claiming he allegedly assaulted her and got physical during their relationship. But with Katt now chiming in, that man's reputation might be on life support. Shannon's been trying hard to fight off this lawsuit, but it ain't looking too good. And to make it worse, Katt Williams is giving off major told-you-so energy, like he's been waiting for this moment to pounce. And guess what? He's hinting that he's got more tea to spill on Shannon, the kind that could bury careers. You already know it's about to get messy. Let's get into it. Katt ain't holding back anymore. He's low-key thriving off Shannon's downfall, and it's not even a secret at this point. People have been whispering for months about a possible beef between them, ever since that explosive Club Shay Shay interview. You remember that episode? It broke records and went viral all over YouTube. So how did things go from viral success to full-blown drama? Well, word on the street is that Katt's been telling folks Shannon always gave off a sketchy vibe. He said he had suspicions even while they were sitting across from each other on that Club Shay Shay couch. Now, here's where things start getting real twisted. It sounds like Katt Williams actually believes there's some truth behind the allegations against Shannon Sharpe. And if that's true, this story just went from bad to downright disturbing. So what exactly is being said in this lawsuit? And what part does Katt allegedly think is legit? Well, the case was filed by a woman named Gabriella Zuniga, and her claims are shaking people up for real. She says she was just 19 years old when she started dealing with Shannon back in 2023. And let's not forget, he was 54 at the time. That's already got people side-eyeing the whole situation. Like seriously, what was he doing linking with someone young enough to be his grandchild? For context, Shannon's youngest kid would have been almost 30, meaning this girl was more than a decade younger than his own children. It may have been legal, but that don't make it right. Folks are calling it straight-up grooming, and then it gets darker. Gabriella came in heavy with the accusations. She originally filed the suit under Jane Doe, hoping to protect her privacy. But guess what? Shannon's legal team came out and named her publicly in their response. That move alone got people raising eyebrows. Like, why would they do that? Now, here's what the lawsuit says. Gabriella accuses Shannon of being controlling and manipulative and claims he forced himself on her multiple times, including in October 2024 and January 2025. She says he straight up ignored her begging him to stop. She also laid out details of threats, intimidation, and alleged physical violence, saying Shannon Sharpe didn't respect boundaries and refused to take no for an answer. Even through the tears and screams, Gabriella says the trauma was real. She claims she first met Shannon Sharpe at a gym in LA, and for a while, things seemed consensual. They were in a relationship for about 2 years, but then his attitude allegedly flipped. She says Shannon became cold, aggressive, and even threatened to end her life when she tried to share her location with friends. That's when things reportedly took a terrifying turn. One of the most disturbing parts? Gabriella alleges that Shannon secretly recorded their private moments without her knowing. He told her it was just for personal use, but she says he shared those videos with friends. That alone has people furious, and it only adds to the dark picture she's painting. But Shannon, he's not taken any of it lightly. He fired back hard through his lawyer, releasing a statement that included screenshots of text messages from Gabriella. And let's just say the content in those texts is graphic beyond belief. In these messages, Gabriella was allegedly sending hypersexual content, making over-the-top demands, and throwing around wild claims about money and intimacy. She allegedly talked about extreme fantasies, referenced large amounts of cash for certain acts, and even called him her daddy while saying she wanted to have his baby. Man, this whole thing is exhausting. But what is going on with that bizarre big black baby obsession in those texts? A lot of people online have pointed out how strange that sounds, especially considering Gabriella is white. It's got folks thinking Shannon might be into some kind of racial role-playing. And yeah, we're not even going to unpack that can of worms right now. Let's just say it's raising eyebrows everywhere. Now, back to the legal side. Shannon's statement wasn't just a light clapback. It came with heavy accusations of its own. He says this lawsuit filed by Gabriella and led by her lawyer Tony Busby is nothing more than a calculated money grab. According to Shannon's team, Gabriella is trying to squeeze a massive payout out of him by twisting the narrative. And here's where it gets even messier. Shannon claims she secretly recorded one of their intimate moments and then used that footage to pressure him. His camp says the video was heavily edited, chopped up to make a consensual moment look like something sinister. They believe it was carefully crafted to flip the script and make him look guilty of something serious. His lawyer's statement doubled down, saying the relationship was fully consensual and that the role-playing, language, and fantasies were actually requested by Gabriella herself. They say the entire encounter was part of an adult dynamic and that taking things out of context from text or videos is painting a false picture. Shannon completely denies any kind of coercion, violence, or SA, and he's calling this whole thing what he believes it is, blackmail. Shannon Sharpe says he's standing 10 toes down on the truth, and he's ready to take this fight all the way to court. He claims he's not backing down, confident that once the facts are laid out and the law does its thing, he'll be cleared completely. But this case isn't just unfolding in the courtroom, it's also being battled in the court of opinion. In a video he posted himself, Shannon claimed he was being blackmailed, not just by Gabriella, but also by her high-powered lawyer, Tony Busby. Yeah, the same Tony Busby who came after Jay-Z with that huge SA lawsuit. Shannon said Busby had audio recordings ready to drop that were edited to make him look guilty, clips that were, according to him, totally out of context. And here's the kicker. Shannon says Gabriella and Busby were demanding $50 million to make the case go away.
Family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly from the heart. This is the case. Thank you, open. Transparent. Defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who is targeting Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets Black people, and I believe he's going to release it so he can't get it. They tried to make you look guilty and played you with every stereotype you can be imagined. That video should actually be 10 minutes ago. Say, Tony, you're releasing your image. Whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened if you practice with your video. The encounter in question took place during the day at her station, and now backup to it, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Collins on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby with $50 million, with their team suing for defamation, trying to take it down. My career is all about real talk about it, so my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all.
But Tony Busby wasn't about to stay quiet after that bombshell. He came back swinging with a statement of his own, and it flipped the narrative yet again. According to Busby, it was actually Shannon who came to the table first with a massive offer of his own. Busby said, "Back in early February, our office contacted Mr. Sharpe on behalf of Jane Doe and opened discussions about a meeting. After that, a full mediation process kicked off. It lasted 6 weeks, with Shannon represented by a separate legal team the whole time. And during those negotiations, Busby claims Shannon made a multi-million-dollar offer and reportedly $10 million to settle the case before it ever hit the public. Gabriella, according to Busby, turned it down, and that's when she officially filed the lawsuit." Tony Busby came back swinging, and this time he didn't just talk, he brought receipts. He called out Shannon Sharpe's legal team for releasing old text messages between Shannon and Gabriella. According to Busby, every single message was sent before the alleged SA incidents even happened. He said the move was nothing more than a distraction, a way to shift attention away from the serious claims in Gabriella's lawsuit, and he made it clear it won't work. But Busby didn't stop there. He dropped a bombshell, an audio clip where Shannon can allegedly be heard threatening to choke Gabriella. And that's when things hit a whole new level of disturbing. Busby followed the audio release with a chilling statement. The contents of this clip are not playful. They're disturbing and dangerous. He claimed the recording exposed the real way Shannon treated Gabriella behind closed doors, and that it was this behavior that made her flee the state, block his number, and cut off all contact. It's the kind of evidence that has the internet reeling. Busby also doubled down on the $10 million offer, saying, on one hand, Shannon Sharpe's team claims the case is baseless, but on the other hand, they offered Gabriella $10 million in writing to keep it quiet. He confirmed the offer was very real and that Gabriella rejected it. She chose to move forward with the lawsuit, even knowing what kind of storm it would unleash. Now, Busby says Shannon's team is not just trying to discredit Gabriella, they're allegedly trying to dox her and even target him directly. But he's not backing down. We're not going to be deterred by these tactics, he warned. Shannon Sharpe's lawyer wasn't about to let Tony Busby have the last word and came out swinging with some major accusations of his own. He claimed that Gabriella's entire lawsuit was fueled by greed, not truth. According to Shannon's camp, the timing was way too suspicious. Why? Because just one day before the lawsuit went public, it was announced that Shannon was on the verge of locking in a $100 million media deal for his Club Shay Shay podcast.
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like.
I'm not gonna hang up on you. You what it is.
What does that even mean?
That's it. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
I don't know. You say that word one more time, I will choke the shit out of you. See.
I don't.
You know what?
Well, I don't want to be true.
Yep. I don't think you have a choice.
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah. We ain't choked in public. Ain't black, chokes all white.
It's not a good book.
You never get look at people what you did look.
Okay, well.
That deal, reportedly one of the biggest in the podcast world, coming right after his contract with Colin Cowherd's Volume Podcast Network expired. Shannon's lawyer said Gabriella knew that announcement was coming and she pounced. In his words, she knew he was about to secure a massive bag and she tried to cash in. He straight up called it blackmail, saying she was trying to use the perfect moment to apply pressure when Shannon was most vulnerable. But then it got even messier. Shannon's legal team also outed Gabriella as an active OnlyFans creator, claiming she regularly engages in role play and virtual fantasies with men for money. They said she had even started asking Shannon to pay for that kind of content too. This is who she is, his lawyer said. I'm not judging, I'm just laying out facts. Basically, their whole argument, Gabriella's lifestyle, this was never about abuse. It was just another transaction gone sour. But Tony Busby wasn't about to stay silent. He hit back once more, accusing Shannon's team of spinning the truth to protect his image. Busby said, Mo isn't afraid of the truth. She depends on it. Let's see what happens when this goes before a judge, where facts matter more than a sports icon's PR spin. This situation is deep-fried in disaster, and fans are straight up divided. On one side, you got attorney Tony Busby, who's got a reputation that's got people raising both eyebrows. Let's not forget, this is the same guy who filed that wild lawsuit last year accusing Jay-Z of allegedly being involved with a 13-year-old at a VMA afterparty back in 2000. That case got dropped, the claims were dismissed, and Jay-Z ended up countersuing Busby for defamation and extortion. And now here comes Busby again, targeting another high-profile black man. People are starting to ask the obvious question, is this dude running lawsuits or running a hustle? Some fans are giving him serious side-eye, wondering if he's just chasing settlements and media chaos. But on the flip side, Shannon Sharpe isn't exactly Mr. Innocent in the court of public opinion either. Let's be real, Shannon's bedroom reputation is wild. Folks already knew he had a thing for intense roleplay, and the stuff coming out in court just confirms it. Now, of course, being into wild fantasies doesn't automatically mean someone crossed legal lines, but some fans are wondering if the lines ever got blurred. And while the internet argues back and forth about who's guilty and who's playing games, guess who's out here thriving off all the drama? Katt Williams. Yep, it's allegedly Katt who's sitting back and watching Shannon's fall like it's primetime entertainment. And if you've been paying attention, this tension didn't come out of nowhere. The real spark? That viral Club Shay Shay interview. It broke records, but it also broke something else, whatever peace Katt and Shannon might have had. After that episode, Katt was suddenly at war with half of Black Hollywood, especially other comedians. And let's be honest, you could feel the bitterness. It was like Katt had been waiting for a mic to finally air out years of industry beef. On that show, Katt didn't hold back. He was naming names, spilling tea, and throwing punches in every direction. Katt Williams wasn't holding back, not even a little. He didn't tiptoe into the drama, he jumped straight in. No filter, no sugarcoat, no pause. And while fans online were cracking up and turning clips into viral memes, the celebrities caught in the crossfire, oh, they weren't laughing at all. Because let's be honest, nobody wants their deepest secrets or shady behavior dragged out in front of millions. But Katt let it all loose, like he'd been stockpiling tea for years, just waiting for the perfect moment to let it all pour in. And Shannon Sharpe, whether he meant it or not, handed him the mic on Club Shay Shay and gave him the perfect stage. But the aftermath? Straight chaos. Katt and Shannon both got hit with backlash. But Katt caught the brunt of it. One of the first big names to speak out? Dave Chappelle. And he did not hold back. Dave came in swinging, saying, "What part of the game is this? He aired out all the brothers but didn't say one thing about the white boys. None of those white boys function like that." He called Katt a master artist, one of the best painters in the game, but said he was out here painting ugly pictures of his own community. Chappelle said, hurt people, but I'm a hurt person that never hurt people. He does it all the time. He accused Katt and Shannon of dragging down other black men for views and clout. He even said that if he told his story, it would break your heart because he lost everything and never snitched on anyone. And then came the line that shook folks. Katt, listen, I rock with you, but tell me, what part of the game is it to tear down another brother just to stack your paper? What part of the game is telling on your own? At first, all the heat landed squarely on Katt Williams. People were calling him bitter, dragging him for being messy, and saying he was lying just to stir up chaos. Social media branded him a hater, accusing him of twisting the whole Club Shay Shay interview into a personal vendetta. But then everything flipped once Monique pulled up for her own sit-down with Shannon Sharpe. Folks started seeing a pattern, and suddenly it wasn't just Katt catching strays. People started side-eyeing Shannon himself, realizing he was the common denominator in both interviews that ended up exploding into public drama. And in classic Shay Shay fashion, Shannon tried to play it cool. He tossed Katt under the bus, acting like the whole viral mess was all Katt's doing. He painted himself as just a chill host, going with the flow, following Katt's lead, like he had no control over how things went down. According to Shannon, he was just reacting to what Katt brought to the table. But behind the scenes, word is Shannon's been heated. Sources close to him say he's been venting non-stop, mad that the Katt episode completely shifted the way people see his platform. In his eyes, he was just doing his job, asking questions and letting his guests speak. He didn't twist Katt's arm, didn't force him to spill industry tea, and definitely didn't expect the interview to blow up the way it did. So now Shannon feels like he's being unfairly blamed for drama he never signed up for. And honestly, he might have a point. But either way, damage was done. What used to be praised as a credible space for open dialogue is now being clowned as a chaotic circus act. Shannon's been sweating behind the scenes because he knows the chaos might have jeopardized his shot at locking down future big-name guests. And guess who he's blaming it for? Katt Williams. But it gets even messier. Not only did Shannon point the finger at Katt for the fallout, he also started questioning whether Katt was even telling the truth in that now infamous interview. Yep, after all that viral success, Shannon tried to backpedal, saying Katt assured him everything he said was real. According to Shannon, he never pushed for drama. It was all Katt's show, and he just let it happen. But Katt? Oh, he did not like being thrown under that bus. Word is that move caused real tension between the two, and while they might have smiled for the cameras, behind the scenes, things definitely got cold. Even though Shannon's podcast survived the scandal and bounced back strong, that Katt interview still hangs over it like a storm cloud. No other guest has brought that same level of chaos or that many headlines. But let's not forget who we're talking about. Katt Williams doesn't forget anything. He's known for being petty, sharp-tongued, and always ready to spin the block with receipts. And now that Shannon's facing serious essay accusations, Katt's watching it all unfold. And from the looks of it, he's not shedding a single tear. If anything, he might just be thinking, you should have told him no. Now we got to hear from you. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you want more deep dives like this.